What is up, guys? It's your boy Rico here. Back in it again with yet another video, and this is a very different topic. A topic that I don't like to talk about, but as I say, and as I said on my previous channel, and as I'm going to keep saying, if there's something on my mind that I need to let out, I'm either going to talk to somebody about it, which I already have, or I'm going to make a video about it. And this, I believe, is something that needs to get out there. This needs to be known, and people need to know about this shit. And I feel like me saying this will help other people. I am a very, very, very firm believer in the idea that the saddest people in the world will do anything they can to make other people happy because they know exactly what it's like to feel completely worthless. I feel like the most troubled people will go out of their way, will be the first people to go out of their way to try to help other people. And I feel that the people that have no friends and don't have much peers that they can look up to will be the first ones to stick up for people. And all that comes into play when all this is important for what I'm going to talk about. Despite some of the shit that I say in my videos, despite me poking fun at people, making fun of videos and stuff, I think bullying and harassment is something that should be taken very seriously. When I make fun of people on my videos, when I make fun of things and make jokes towards things, they are intended to make even the people who I'm making fun of laugh at. Unless they're a complete and utter piece of shit and they deserve the criticism, I try to make my videos so that even the people that I'm making fun of can have a laugh at it. But if you're going out of your way to deliberately hurt somebody's feelings, to deliberately make fun of things about somebody that is very personal to them, when you know it is very personal to them, if you go out of your way to constantly harass people and to constantly ridicule people and make fun of people and the same person, if you do that, you're a complete and utter piece of shit. You are a complete and utter piece of shit. And there's not a place on earth for you. I'm not saying that as a threat. I'm not saying that as I'm threatening these people. But there shouldn't be a place on earth for you. I'm not going to get in specifics or drop any names or tell any stories Because if I was to drop names, and if I was to get into specifics, and if I was to say some of the shit that went down and that goes down with my friends, my family, and myself, you guys wouldn't see me the same. Nobody would see me the same. Nobody would see other things the same. And if I was to tell those stories and to drop the names of the people who did horrible shit to me and to my friends and to my family, then I would fall just as low as the people who did it, I believe. So I'm not going to do that. I will talk loosely about things, but I will not get into any specifics. The bullying, the harassment, and the ridicule, and the jokes that are made towards me, and this isn't the first time that something like this has happened to somebody I know. Somebody I know was bullied to the point where they had to leave their school. They had to get out of that school and transfer schools just because of the way people treated them and the way people saw them. People who are really close to me. That shit has happened too. I've had friends that have been bullied to the point where they killed themselves. I've had thoughts of suicide because people make fun of me, people harass me, assault me, people treat me like actual garbage when all I try to do is make other people happy and help people and try to be nice to people. I've had countless friends try to kill themselves because of it. And family members. And peers. And it's hard to see people go through what I go through. And it's not just at school. It's not just at school. I'm sure you can give the argument that cyberbullying doesn't exist because you can close the monitor. But that's not true. It's not true if around every corner there's something else. There's a famous saying, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me." That is completely false. That is the biggest amount of bullshit that I've ever seen in my entire life. And that saying means absolutely nothing. Words do have a huge impact on people. Not only the way that they see themselves, but the way that they see other people, and that the way that they see things in general. Words can be used to manipulate people. Words can be used to attack people. Words can be used to threaten people. Words can be used to make people happy, and make people laugh, and make people smile, and make people feel loved and cared for. Use words correctly. I'm sure if you live in the States, and I'm sure if you live in these countries where freedom of speech exists, and you're allowed to say whatever you want without consequences, but your actions and the things you say may not have legal consequences, but they have social consequences. Be careful about what you say to certain people. That's what I'm trying to get at. Because sometimes it can push them off the board. It really can. And I've come close. I've been bullied and harassed and made fun of, and shit just piles on top of each other. Like a bad thing will happen, a bad thing will happen, a bad thing will happen. This shit will just keep on piling on top of each other. And then it takes one little thing to set me off, kind of thing, after all that happens. And it's especially hard if people are targeting you for things you can't help. For me, it's my anxiety. I have bad anxiety. I know other people that have it worse, and are made fun of and ridiculed for it because of it, which is completely horrible. If people have disabilities, if people have certain things about them that they can't help and that they were born with, that does not give people an excuse to make fun of them for it. Now, comedy is subjective. Comedy is a part of life. Like, offensive jokes are okay, in my opinion. You can make racist jokes and stuff, just so long as they're not targeted towards anybody in specific. You can make jokes about people with Down syndrome, or people that, or like certain groups of kinds of people. But if it's constant harassment and if it's being targeted towards somebody, that's where it becomes a problem. That's where it becomes not okay. I really hope that the shit that I say in this video can change the way people think about bullying and about harassment. I've actually written poetry about it, and I've submitted it to poetry companies. I made a poem about it this school year, and because of the poem that I made, I got one of the highest marks in my class because of it, because of how passionate I feel about it, about bullying and harassment and stuff like that. It's okay to make fun of people. It's okay to poke jokes towards people. But if it's constant harassment, assault, bullying, and threatening, if you're doing all that towards people, that's not okay. And especially people who are innocent. It's most certainly not okay if it's people who are innocent. If it's people who deserve the criticism and deserve the who have done something to have those social consequences put against them, it's okay to a degree. But if it gets to the point where people are starting to feel suicidal about it, people are starting to feel upset about it, and targeted, and they're beginning to feel like a victim, then that's not okay. Your words and your actions most certainly have consequences. Now I'm gonna go back to what I said at the beginning of the video. The saddest people will do anything that they can to try to make people happy because they know what it feels like to be feeling absolutely worthless. Thanks for watching.